Do you need to make an animation quickly and easily? Well, let's fire up Illustrator and Photoshop and get the job done. First things first, let's open up a new file. And for this animation, I need it to be quite small. So a 300 pixels by 300 pixel artboard is plenty of space for me. Now, just recently, I was asked to do a loading animation for an app. And what better way to get a simple animation done than use Illustrator? I know there's other programs out there that could do it, but this is a no fuss and absolutely no time needed solution for that. I've got my 300 by 300 pixel artboard here. Let's directly click on a circle, press Shift on your keyboard, and draw a fairly large circle. I'm going to increase the stroke to about 25. And one of the most important things I've realized you need to do is click on the stroke there and make sure that the align stroke is set to the middle of the line. It's really important that we do that. Let's click the black arrow and just move this circle until it hits the center of the canvas. That's perfect. Let's go to the fill and take that away. I don't need it to have a solid color inside. And what I want to do now is apply a gradient to the outline, to the stroke. I've clicked that button there. That's great. But what I want to do is go to Window and Gradient. And now change the gradient so that the gradient aligns with the stroke. Now that's perfect. I'm not quite a fan of black and white for this animation, so I'll double click there. And let's just get a nice rich blue color like so. That's perfect for me. Perfect. And let's get rid of that. And we've done all the hard work now. The only other window that we might need is the Artboard window. So let's go to Window and Artboards and make sure that's there. I'm going to actually unhinge that from the panel and put it there. It's kind of important that I have that there. What I'm going to do is click on the artboard, drag it to the plus sign at the bottom and create a second artboard. Making sure that my black arrow is clicked, I'm going to click on the circle, press Shift on my keyboard, go to the corner to rotate, and rotate it just once. It's a 45-degree rotation there. I'm going to pick up the copy, drop it in, click, press Shift on my keyboard, and rotate it one more time. I'm going to repeat this a few more times. I'll speed up the film so you don't have to watch me. And as you can see, I've got now 8 frames where this circle is rotating. The last frame is obviously going to be the one before the starting position comes again. You don't want to copy and paste this or make another animation at the end. Otherwise, you'll get a delay in the animation. Now, the only thing left to do is to export these frames as separate pictures. So we'll click on the Export As. We'll find a folder to put them in and just give it a logical name like so. We're going to click on the User Artboards and press Export. Over here, we're going to make sure it says transparent. We don't want our loading animation to have a white square around it. And for the anti-aliasing, I found better results using none, but you can try out the others if they help. Let's press OK. And what you can see is the 8 frames have been saved as separate pictures inside a folder. Now let's switch over to Photoshop. Once we're in Photoshop, click on Open. Navigate to the folder that you saved your frames in, click on the top one and then go down and click on Image Sequence. Press Open. Now I found for loading animation 10 frames per second is plenty. Let's click OK on that. You can see that we've got a single picture inside Photoshop. That doesn't really help us. So what we'll need to do is go to Window, Workspace and Motion. That will switch on the motion side of Photoshop so that we can actually do something with moving pictures. Now, if you have a look down here, we've got a timeline, just like a video editor, a play button, and some other controls. We don't need much here. Let's click on play, and you can see that the animation is playing, but we would like it to loop. Click on the little settings button, click on loop, and actually I'm going to put the resolution to 100% because it's not a big picture to preview. Let's click on play and you can see that the loading animation works absolutely perfectly. And that's all we need to do. So let's go to File, Export, and I like to do the Save for Web. We've got a whole big panel here. We really don't need to know anything about this. All we need to do is click on the Save. Let's click it in the same place that we saved the other one. Navigate to the folder that we want to save it in. Give it a name and press Save. And we're done. If we go to the folder, have a look at the animation, it's working perfectly. There you go, less than 5 minutes to create a loading animation. Now while we're here, we should have a go at another one very quickly, just to make sure that everybody watching understands how easy this is to do. Let's open a brand new file, 300 by 300 pixels. And what we're going to do on this one is a similar animation, but I want to show you a slightly different approach to do it. I'm going to click on the line tool. I'm going to draw a line just horizontal like that. We're going to again put the thickness up to quite a fat line like that. That's perfect. Let's go to the stroke itself and round off the ends of it. There you go. We have that there. Let's move our line until it hits the center of our canvas. And I think it's a bit long, so I'm going to just, with shift pressed, make it a little bit smaller. Again, I don't really like black as a color on things like loading animation, so let's make this a green color. That's perfect. And for this one, what we want to do is very simply copy and paste our artboard and then move our line horizontally. Really, really simple. Press Shift and O on your keyboard, press Alt or Option on your keyboard and drag your artboard over. Press V on your keyboard, click on the line, and while pressing Shift, move your line 3 times to the right. Again, Shift O, Option and Alt drag to duplicate. Press V on your keyboard, click on your line, pressing Shift 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to do that really quickly and speed it up so you don't have to watch me doing it. And there you have, I've got all my animations made to the end. Now what I would like to do is reverse the animation going back. And I'm going to show you how easy that is to do. So what we'll do, if our starting animation is frame 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, we want our next frame to be 7, going back all the way to 2. And remember, the loops at the end don't need to be repeated, don't need to be duplicated. So how do we do that? Really simply. Let's click on Shift and O, click on the artboard we need to copy, and copy it to the next line. In order, going back in reverse. And there you go. We're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to export as, we're going to give this a slightly different name. Don't worry if you save it in the same folder, you're giving it a different name. Make sure you click on Use Artboards, press Export, OK. I'm going to again take off the anti-aliasing and press OK. I'm going to quickly flick over to Photoshop. I'm going to open up a brand new project, bar, image sequence, and open. Still keeping our frames at 10. We have a brand new project now. Let's press play. And there you go. We have a really, really simple animation. And I think you'll agree it takes no time at all to come up with really simple animations, really effective ones. You could use text, shapes, you can have multiple shapes. Really, your imagination is the limit here. And what we'll do, just like we did for the old project, we're going to export, save for web, the legacy version. Again, no need to think about anything. Press save, call it bar this time. And if we have a look at the animation itself, looks just perfect, doesn't it? Really easy, really quick. I hope that helps you out. See you next time.